So the whole idea is, yes, confidence is important. The more we can learn about confidence, the better our odds are at playing well. So the guys who are on the Pro Tour, do they look like they play with confidence? And when they fall apart, do they look like suddenly they lose their confidence? So confidence is a little bit variable, isn't it? Let's talk a little bit about some of the dimensions of confidence. Remember, we're just trying to understand confidence just a little bit better, right? So certainly one of the ways that confidence can vary is in level. We can have high confidence at one moment and low confidence at another time, right? So our confidence can be high or low, so it has that. It also has an element of time, doesn't it? 1 minute we can be very confident, the next minute we can be unconfident. Or our confidence can slowly ebb away, or our confidence can slowly pick up. So there's kind of a time element to confidence also, right? It's another dimension. We also have a situational element to confidence. And that has a couple of different flavors to it. One could be if you are in a completely unfamiliar stance and ball position, how confident are you? Never been there. Not very confident, right? But if you're in a dead flat lie and it looks exactly like you're up on the range and a shot that you've hit 1,000,000 times, how confident are you? So there's kind of the situation of where the ball is and all of that. But there's also the psychological situation that you're in, right? So a 3-footer, when you're out there playing by yourself, just practicing, even though it's downhill a little slider to the right, not that hard, right? But a 3-footer on the 18th hole to win the club championship, it's exactly the same putt. So different situation, different impact on confidence, isn't it? Okay, very interesting. That could be exactly the same putt, couldn't it? But the psychological component of confidence could have a huge impact on how we perform in that situation. Okay, so another dimension of confidence, this one was, again, that was one that was brought out, theorized, invented by Glenn Albaugh, who's my mentor in the sports psychology field, and that is there's an internal and an external element to confidence. It's not something I've really heard talked about anywhere else, so I want to describe that just a little bit. Let's say you're playing golf, and you get up on the first tee, and you hit a great shot, great second shot into the hole, make the putt, you made a birdie. Wow, confidence goes up, doesn't it? Swinging well, playing well. Second hole, you get out there, hit one down the middle, knock another one up on the green, knock it up by the cup, put it in the hole. Wow, birdie at a par. Really feeling confident, aren't I? Third hole, you get up, hit one right down the middle, gonna knock a third one right up on the green, your next one right up on the green, and it goes dead sideways. Uh-oh. What happens? What happened to my confidence? Boy, it was just like going this way, wasn't it? Now all of a sudden I go dead sideways on a ball. What happens to my confidence? I think, uh-oh, here come the wheels. There the wheels are going to start to go off, etc. So the interesting thing about that kind of confidence is it's external. Your confidence, when you get on that roller coaster, is as good as your last shot. And it's only as good as your last shot. So as long as your last shot was good, your confidence stays high, doesn't it? But as soon as you get one that goes sideways, then all of a sudden you don't have a very good shot, your confidence sort of starts to go in the toilet. So, boy, that's not a really good situation to be in. That's external confidence. And that's actually the confidence that most people talk about. And you talk about basketball players who are feeling it, right? They're hot, they just keep making it, right? So they just keep making it, they throw it up. Or you talk about a football quarterback who keeps throwing passes, oh, he's really on a roll right now, all based on his last performance. And then he throws one sideways, and all of a sudden we start looking for the wheels to come off. So based on past performance. So that's external confidence. There's a completely different kind of confidence called internal confidence. And we had a great example of this from one of our students here. And we went out and we set him up on the green with a little putting string. So it was a straight uphill putt, and we set him at 3 feet, 4 feet, and 5 feet, and he started making putts. And so it was a very straight putt, and you're under a string, so you can see exactly what your putter is doing. And once he kind of grooved it, all of a sudden he found himself at 5 feet, and he made 26 in a row. And he said, I started all over again, and he made 44 in a row. And he started all over again, he was up to 143 in a row, and he said, I gotta go, I gotta eat dinner. 143 in a row from 5 feet, never done that before. Well, we went out and we played the next day. So we had a playing lesson the next day. We're out there, and he had about a 6 or 8 footer, and he was walking up. And I said, "So what are you going to think?" It was a downhill putt, a little slidey, and I said, "What are you going to think about it?" And he said, "You know, I just hit 200 putts and I only missed 3 yesterday." He said, this is already in as far as I'm concerned. Boy, how high was his confidence? And you know what? It had nothing to do with his last shot. It was all internal. Internal confidence is based on practice. It's based on something that you have done in the past. Internal confidence has a component of consistency over time that external confidence does not. And I want you to keep this in mind because it's important for you when you practice. And we'll talk about this a little bit more in just a few minutes. But think about that when you practice. It's one of the reasons that we practice, is to become more consistent over time. So if we hit the same shot again and again and again and again on the range, and we're very consistent, very reliable, in other words, we go back to our definition, we have full faith, belief, and confidence that we will be able to have the outcome that we anticipate, I have a high degree of confidence. And we've already decided that confidence is extremely important on the golf course, isn't it? So that's why we practice. We want to look for ways for us to be more consistent. And actually, when you practice, you want to actively practice your confidence. You want to look for ways to be more confident and walk away from your practice with that sense of confidence. Boy, I've done a lot of these. Boy, I hit a lot of really good golf shots. And we'll talk in a few minutes towards the end here about selective memory also. That allows you to eliminate the mistakes and only focus on the good ones. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But I think it's important to draw the distinction between internal and external confidence. Because what do you do when you get on one of those roller coasters and it's going up? God, I'm playing really good. Should you rely on that? It's a trick question. The answer is, heck yeah. Boy, when you're starting on a roll and you're starting to play really good, right? Go with it. Absolutely. And then you hit one sideways. Now, what do you fall back on? Your internal confidence. Oh, I've hit this a number of times. I know it's going to come back. I've got all that confidence. Now, doesn't that sound like cheating? It's like, shouldn't we do one or the other? Heck no. Use anything you can to your advantage as often as you can, as much as you can. Selective memory, very important.